All right. This will be a very short stream. I just wanted to stop by and sort of log in some information before I forget. A lot of times I'll forget. I put stuff off and I lose my entire train of thought. So I want to document everything that comes across my mind as it happens. First of all, thoughts and prayers and best regards to the people in Texas. There was another shooting. This is breaking news. Someone went into an elementary school this time, and from what I've heard, around 14 elementary children were killed down there in Texas. I know I have some followers who reside in Texas. Keep everyone, all the victims and the family, in your thoughts and prayers. But this crossed my mind. I did not want to let it go. I wanted to document it. These dog lovers, they are not qualified to give advice or input. They're not qualified to give input at all about anything that has to do with dog attacks. There's a very slim chance that they're going to be unbiased. It's virtually impossible that they're going to be unbiased. And you need unbiased information and people given that information when you're talking about something as serious as dog attacks. Shout out to everybody was able to join me in this stream. Everybody's comments just now popped up. Shar, Serena, Anti-Mutt Nut. Who is it? Andrea? Maybe a new Crusader. Welcome. Now, I've talked about this woman before. I actually made a live stream where I addressed something that she said. Many of you may remember Samantha Gaines, Sam Gaines. Y'all remember I showed this is her Twitter, and as her background, no crime, big punishment, and BSL, breed specific laws. She is the head of Companion Animals RSPCA. She is quoted in numerous articles. Well, I ran across a broadcast. I think she was on a radio station. She was the guest or something. And she made this statement. And I'm going to play the audio for you. And then I'm going to respond. It's pretty ridiculous. You know, and it's... How many of you know that sometimes doctors can be punished for putting out misinformation? If you're an expert, or you're supposed to be an expert, you can't just go around putting out misinformation. Here's one of the articles that I read about this subject. Medical boards get pushback as they try to punish doctors for COVID misinformation. Now, if you're an expert of any kind, if you're an auto mechanic or whatever, and you give misinformation to the public, something should happen. Your license should be revoked. At the very least, you should get a whole lot of bad press. You should be punished in some way if you're a so-called expert and you're putting out misinformation. And that is what these dog people do, no matter what they are, behaviorists, veterinarian. They put out more than it's just flat out lies, people. Flat out lies. Now I'm going to let you hear this recording. It's very brief, of Samantha Gaines talking about breed-specific legislation. Okay, where are we at here? Here we go. Now, check this out.
Yeah, and I think that's, that there's a number of different things that make BSL flawed in its approach. And I think first...
Now, she has a thick accent. For everybody who may be in the United States, she has a thick accent. She's from the UK. Okay?
First of all, it is the fact...
Let me rewind a little bit.
Have the same measurements as a pit bull and therefore could be seized.
Yeah, and I think that's, that there's a number of different things that make BSL flawed in its approach. And I think, first of all, it is the fact that there is this belief that the 4 types of dogs that are prohibited under this legislation pose greater risk to public safety because they were traditionally bred and selected as fighting dogs. But, through the research that we've done and what's been done right the way across the world, there is no specific research that suggests that dogs that were selected for fighting are inherently aggressive, that they're unique in their bite style or their ability to cause serious damage. But you're also right in terms of the...
Wow. Wow. Did y'all hear what she said?
The next part being done...
Let me play that again. Wow.
Right the way across the world, there is no specific research that suggests that...
No specific research that suggests...
that dogs that were selected for fighting are inherently...
that dogs that were selected for fighting...
aggressive.
Were inherently aggressive.
That they're unique in their bite style.
That they are unique in their bite style.
Or their ability to cause serious damage.
Or their ability to cause serious damage. She just sat up here and said that pit bulls are no different from any other dog in their biting style and ability to inflict damage. People, here, let me share this website where I'm getting this audio from. My apologies about that. Can y'all believe that she actually fixed her lips to say that? I'm going to share a link to this podcast in the chat room right now. Talk about discrediting yourself. Talk about embarrassing yourself. Isn't that incredible? What research is she talking about? What research are you talking about, Sam Gaines? I sent you a tweet on Twitter. I informed you that I'm going to respond to something else that you said here. Where's your research? What research are you talking about that led you to say that? That bully breeds, pit bulls, are no different from any other dog in their biting style and ability to inflict damage. Now, anybody with one single working brain cell can debunk that in a matter of minutes. Let me give you an example. Here is the infamous long list, and this is quite a lengthy list of doctors who have said that pit bulls should be banned, that they inflict far more damage when they attack. And multiple doctors, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I'm not going to go over. I've gone over this list. I've gone over their statements, their testimonies several times on this channel. Several times. Okay, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. Where are we at? 16, 17. Well over, this is about 30 doctors who are explaining why and how pit bulls are more dangerous. When they attack, they inflict far more damage. And these doctors say far more damage. Samantha Gaines, are you telling us that you're more qualified than doctors when it comes to explaining the severity of an attack? Where are your credentials? Where you can debunk some 30 doctors. They are explaining. I shared the link in the chat room. They get into detail about how pit bulls inflict far more damage than other dogs. So what are you talking about? You can't see, this is what they do, people. They will say, hey, I'm an expert, and they will spew out a whole bunch of rhetoric. And sadly, many people just accept it. Well, because she's an expert and, I'm not an expert. So everything that he or she says must be true. No. I don't even need to get into detail. Samantha Gaines, it's your word and your research, whatever research you're talking about, against dozens of doctors. These doctors actually performed surgery on dog attack victims. They are far more reliable than you when it comes to explaining how dangerous or explaining the differences between a pit bull attack victim and a person who was attacked by some other breed. How could you say something so ridiculous? And this is why dog lovers, they're not qualified to give input on dog attacks. Here's something else that anybody can do. Any one of us can do. I've shared this several times. List of fatal dog attacks in the United States. Now, I included fatal dog attacks prior to 2020. Matter of fact, I'll deal with that on a different live stream. But I filtered the age victims. You see this? If you scroll down here, you can click where it says victim's age, and it will start with the youngest. How many pit bulls do you see here? We just got started. This is the top of the list. You got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 on your screen right now. 5 are pit bulls already. There's another pit bull. Another pit bull. Pit bull, pit bull, pit bull. Even these Napoleon Mastiffs. I don't even know what that is. Is it a bully breed? It looks like a bully breed. It's close enough. Look at the number of pit bulls, people. This is the case in every single year. It's almost exclusively pit bulls when it comes to fatal attacks. Why? Because pit bulls inflict more damage. They are more dangerous. It is as simple as that. What research are you referring to, ma'am? I want you to share this incredible, magical, sacred research that you're talking about. Because all the other research available says the exact opposite of what you're saying. How many pit bulls do you see here? And let's just say bully breeds. I don't play this pit bull nonsense. If it's mixed with pit bull, it's a pit bull. Bully breeds are all the same. And that includes Rottweilers. Look at the number of bully breeds, ma'am. Case closed. Your case is thrown out. I don't even need to look at the other years. I don't need to see any more. Case dismissed. You are not qualified. No other dog lover is qualified to put out information like this. And it's sad that most people are not aware of how unqualified you are. And they swallow your rhetoric, hook, line, and sinker without doing any research. They dare not be objective. Now, I was inspired to make this brief video because of an article that I read after I got home from work that was published today, if I'm not mistaken. Right here. Girl, 4 years old, needed 60 stitches and could be scarred for life after dog attack. Right? You can see this was published today. And, I'm reading this article, scrolling down, once again, as always, it was an unprovoked attack. I scroll down here and I see who? Samantha Gaines. So anytime they quote Samantha Gaines, people, they're trying to protect dogs because that's all she does is speak in defense of dogs. She wants breed specific laws removed. She does not. She fights against pit bull bans. So why would you quote a person like that in a story like this about a child whose face was attacked by a pit bull? And what did she say in this article? Sam Gaines, head of companion animals at the RSPCA, said, "Research tells us that breed is not an important or reliable predictor of aggressive behavior in dogs. It is much more about human behavior." What does that sound like? An attempt to blame the child, the victim. Blame the owner. Human behavior and how a dog has been managed, whether or not they've had their welfare needs provided for, and the presence of individuals able to intervene in accidents. What? Oh, it's your fault because you weren't there to stop the dog before it attacked. Oh, it's your fault because you didn't take the dog for a walk. It's not the dog's fault. It's your fault because you didn't feed it 3 times a day. Get a load of the lunacy here. Literally, no other animal needs some sophisticated life program. You got to do specific daily tasks to prevent it from attacking people. The very fact that you need to do all of this crap to prevent them from attacking tells you they are too dangerous to be in society. And really, it tells you that it has nothing to do with the victim's behavior or anything like that. This is all basically an admission that the so-called animal is brain damaged. Dogs are brain damaged. They are completely dysfunctional as living organisms. Forget about mammals. As living organisms, totally dysfunctional. You stand up too fast, you sneeze, you cough. Oh, you didn't take it for a walk? I'm not going to insult what little intelligence I think I have. by even making an honest attempt to refute this nonsense. I mean, this is embarrassing. To say something like this is embarrassing. It's much more to do about human behavior. No. It has to do with a brain-damaged mutant. A mutated predator. That's the problem. Don't tell me, don't talk about human behavior. Why isn't human behavior the cause of other animals attacking humans? Just like people can fail to take a dog for a walk or do this or do that for a dog, they can fail to do that with other animals. Why aren't those other animals launching attacks like this? And why aren't you referring to their failure to do all these things? Nothing but lies and deception. Lies and deception. These people are not qualified to give any type of information that has to do with dog attacks. I don't think so. And one more thing. This idea that the COVID lockdown, the COVID pandemic, this idea that that was the cause of dog attacks is embarrassing as well. If that's your argument, then why were dogs attacking in large numbers? It was an epidemic before COVID. What are you talking about? You go back to 2019, you had a whole slew of dog attacks. What are you talking about? And again, most of them were bully breeds, as you can see. So I don't want to, there are a bunch of articles about this. Here's another one. This is basically an article that was based on her statements, Samantha Gaines' statements. I'm telling you, these pet lovers all across the world flock to Samantha Gaines' words. It says, dogs are being condemned to death because of how they look, say RSPCA. When they say that, they're talking about Samantha Gaines. That is a lie. It's based on the actual facts, the information. It's not based on how they look. Listen, woman, you are not a doctor. Your word against 30 doctors that have operated on people who have been attacked by dogs, who sit there and tell you, no, the damage inflicted by bully breeds is several times worse. What on earth makes you think we should listen to you? You have no credibility whatsoever to fix your mouth and say anything like that. When it comes to how dangerous pit bulls are compared to other dogs, you and everybody like you need to keep your mouths shut. The only people I want to hear from is the people who actually operate on these victims, who went to school for 10 plus years. We don't want to hear anything from you. So I just wanted to make that clear in a short video all to itself. It's embarrassing, it's insulting that these people even open their mouths to put information out here in the world when you have the experts giving you the information already. Never let these people get away with that. Whenever they abruptly come out and try to tell you that pit bulls are no more dangerous than other animals, people just refer to the true experts. Doctors have always been the most respected people in society, no matter how far back in time you go. Do not waste any time listening to someone who has no credentials whatsoever. People, she has less credentials than us, because at least we research the attacks and base what we say on the actual attacks. Big shout out to Dogs Are Garbage, aka Ashley, in the building, who's been a member for 9 months. Yes. Yeah, don't move, don't breathe. Oh, you stood up too fast. It's your fault. It feels so good to finally put these people on blast. The lies. It really gets to me. The lies and the deception. No more. No more. From this point going forward, humans on this planet are going to evolve. And there's nothing any of you can do about it. Again, big shout out to everybody who's able to join me for this brief live stream. I hope you all have a fabulous, clean, safe, dog-free remainder of your day. And hopefully I will see you all on the next live stream as we continue with this crusade.